So this is a video of the interview process or the discussion process I would complete with Claire's parents, Claire being the child from the topic 5 discussion in our benchmark. I'd like to first start by stating Claire's strengths. She is a very outgoing and sociable person who likes hockey and working with animals. In the classroom, she also loves science and loves to do experiments, but doesn't really enjoy reading the science texts. Due to this, she often gets off task during readings and discussions of the reading and distracts herself and her peers. However, this doesn't mean that she hates reading. Claire seems to enjoy reading funny books, realistic fiction, and poetry, as well as listening to her teacher read. And she wants to become a stronger reader, which is a great thing working in her favor. A major obstacle for Claire is her vocabulary knowledge, which appears to be decreasing her interest and ability to read and retain the knowledge from her texts. Her educational goals in her Tier 2 learning focus on vocabulary skills and reading comprehension. When given a Grade 5 passage, Claire is expected to read and identify unfamiliar words using context clues and resources such as dictionaries to discover the meaning of these words with an 80% accuracy. The intervention strategies for Claire are to continue identifying and looking up unknown words in text and to increase her reading comprehension skills by having Claire summarize the text and create various questions to ask her instructor about the text. These strategies are what's best for Claire because her limited vocabulary knowledge seems to be impacting her comprehension abilities, especially in science. So encouraging her to build up her vocabulary and to take agency in her learning by searching the text for questions to ask her teacher will aid in her development and increase her overall interest and ability when it comes to reading these texts. If you wish to work on some of these skills with Claire at home, I would encourage a family reading time where members of your family and Claire all take turns reading books or parts of books. Claire enjoys listening to adults read more than peers, so I think utilizing this could be an effective strategy not only to build her skills, but to let her know that she is supported both in and out of the classroom in her goals. Some activities you could engage in, Claire, are during your family reading, allowing her to write down all the unfamiliar words she hears and having her look those up either with you or independently. You could also pick science texts related to experiments she's interested in, having her read those, summarize them, and identify all the unfamiliar words in them. Once she has completed that and is able to fully summarize the text, she can be allowed to complete the experiment as a reward. In her at-home work, I want her to be working on her skills, but I also don't want her to feel like she is at school all the time. Claire likes science and wants to be a better reader, so I want to see those goals fed into in an enjoyable way for Claire, especially when she's at home. I would look um, I would look at allowing Claire to use a computer to look up these definitions that she will be writing down. She already expressed interest in researching, and that I think doing this on the computer will feed that interest while allowing her to build those vocabulary skills. One of the community resources I would encourage you to use is the public library. This would give Claire access to several books related to science, poetry, realistic fiction, and funny comics and books. She would also have access to a computer if computer access is unavailable at home. And another resource in the community is also part of the public library, and that is the reading groups and sessions that are held there. This would allow Claire to utilize her extroverted nature to make more friends and to join groups that will help her towards her literacy goals. Having friends that are interested in things that she wants to focus on and work on will ultimately help her in achieving her goals, both in and out of the classroom, and make her a stronger reader. When it comes to celebrating Claire's success, I would like to allow her the opportunity to view her growth over periods of time to show the progress that she's making. Oftentimes, children don't realize how much progress they've made until they actually get an assessment or can see the visual progress. I would also eventually like to give, and I'd like her to get prizes both at home and in school when it comes to achieving certain milestones in these goals and this goal achievement. I would also like to give Claire the opportunity to choose and present an experiment to the class once she completes her literacy goal for that period. She would have the opportunity to present to the class the information she read on the experiment and then complete it for her classmates. These rewards, as well as constant encouragement and reassurance from both you and us here at the school, will help Claire go far in achieving her goals. When it comes to our communication, I will be reaching out to you with bi-weekly reports where I will be sharing Claire's progress towards her goals from her interventions in the classroom. And when I do call or email, I would like to hear about the progress she's making with her strategies at home, as well as whether or not you believe these strategies are effective for her. We can discuss adjustments and new strategies as needed for both at school and at home so that we can ultimately help Claire to achieve her goals in the most timely manner possible. I truly believe that with Claire's general thirst for knowledge and her desire to actually want to become a better reader, that we can get Claire to where she needs to be in a relatively short time and get her there before she hits middle school. I would like to thank you for your time, and I hope that you all have a lovely evening.